Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Power Alliance podcast. I'm so excited to have my guest here today. Let me read you her bio. It's quite impressive. Asha Mankowska. She has a master's degree and she is the most amazing woman in journalism. She's an internationally renowned business executive and high performance coach, consultant, trainer, branding expert, best-selling author, and motivational TEDx speaker. That's a very sought after thing that they are really, really wanting that title. So she's got that. She is a speaker at conferences for top leaders, CEOs, executives, business owners in the United States. She frequently is a keynote speaker at the Harvard University. She's been recognized by Forbes Magazine as one of the top business and career coaches in America. She accepted the honor to be a member of the Forbes Magazine Coaches Council, and her articles are featured in Forbes magazine on a regular basis. As a world-recognized expert, she speaks around the world: London, Madrid, Paris, Dubai, Warsaw, London, Milano, and Amsterdam, just to mention a few of the places. Asha works with movers and shakers, leaders, experts, entrepreneurs, executives, and CEOs that are ready to scale, make a shift to be more successful, influential, and profitable. That is quite the bio. Welcome, Asha.
Thank you so much. And that's just the shortcut of the bio. Right? 10 minutes later.
That's awesome. Well, you know what, though, when you've worked that hard and you've gone through all of that training, it's important to mention all of it.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I'm very happy to have you on the podcast today. And of course, I just read all those amazing accolades, but I know that our listeners would love to hear just a little bit more about you, maybe a little bit on the personal side.
Absolutely. I mean, bio, it's just an introduction, right? To touch base, who is the person, like a little label, so we can understand. But frankly, unless you have a personal connection with someone, you don't care what this person does, what they went through or something like that, right? So I think the relationship is always, at least for me, extremely important in whatever I do, right?
Yes.
So that's fantastic. On a personal note, well, as you can hear, I was born and raised in Texas. I'm joking. No, Poland. So I'm typical European, born and raised in Poland, where I had the pleasure to finish my PR and journalism degree and law degree as well. And it was fantastic. I mean, in the basically age of 24, I was able to achieve really maximum at that point in my life. That's what I thought. I mean, business-wise and career. So I had my own law practice, and I was published in multiple newspapers, translated in 3 languages. I had 3 businesses that I built, grown, and sell. Some of them not. So it was quite an adventure, you know. I think one of the most important values for me was freedom, always, to do anything I wanted, you know, and I didn't want anything to stop me, and I knew I can do it, whatever that's going to be. And I have to say I'm blessed because I grew up in a family like this, you know. I grew up in a family of overachievers, so to speak. They call themselves just achievers, but you know, frankly, they're overachievers. But it was a fantastic upbringing that I'm very blessed to have. And as I mentioned to you, in Poland, we have an amazing connection with God, right? Basically, we have like 3 words that are everywhere: God, honor, and motherland, right? So if you're a patriot, you have to be close to God, you know what I mean? So it's like you're born there, that's the requirement.
I think the United States started off that way for sure too.
I think so.
When they were first becoming an actual nation, I think that faith in God was so prevalent, and I think it's such a foundational truth. I mean, it's still here, but not in the way that it was when it was a baby country.
I think it's coming back right now.
I do
You
too.
know, because United States is growing, it's maturing, like we all, you know, and it looks at the old countries, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So the countries that are out there for thousands of years, and how they handle everything, how is this really connected to each other? And I think connecting the dots is beautiful. So then when I was 24, I really achieved, like I reached certain ceiling, you know, I hit the ceiling, and I didn't know what else, right? Because when you don't grow, you're dead, in my opinion. So so basically, I'm sorry, I'm gonna drink water because it's extremely hot right now here.
We're recording this in the middle of summer. This is the middle of summer, the middle of the whole COVID pandemic, and so many things going on. And, you know, I think it's really important for women like you who've accomplished so many things already, like before you even came to the United States. And so, I mean, I think it would be really, the listeners would love to hear about how God kind of called you from your homeland to come to the United States.
You know, he created me as he created me, okay? He created me stubborn. He created me curious. He created me adventurous. You know, I was very blessed because when you live in Europe, we could just spend 2 weeks in Italy, 2 weeks in Paris, 2 weeks somewhere, you know, a lunch somewhere else in different country. It's so normal, but not like in United States. Over there, when you fly an hour and you're in a different country. Yeah. In US, you fly 5 hours and you're still in the same country.
You're still in Texas.
You're still in Texas, my homeland, right? But so I love adventure. I love challenges. That's his fault, not mine. Okay, so let's get that clear. And we had the opportunity with my friends to travel around, and they said, "Hey, let's travel in US." I said, "Okay, fine," but I'm like, "That's so far, you know." And initially, we're supposed to just be here for 3 months, and I knew something was wrong the moment, like second week, when everything started to opening up for me. I met my second mom, I call her right now, 15 years after. She's a law professor. She was a law professor back in the time. Right now, she's happily retired. And she's like, "Oh, you're an attorney. You have to go back to school. You have to stay here. You have to, you know, be an attorney here. You will be such an asset." Guess what? Christian. Wow. Right? Very strong Christian, very strong roots, all her family. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. And I said, "Oh my God, okay," you know, and it was kind of crazy. I mean, I thought I'm brave. People called me crazy behind my back because they're like, "Listen, you are leaving everything behind you. You're moving to a different country with different law system completely by yourself, right? On the opportunity, you don't know. You achieved so much already. Why are you doing this?" And I didn't know why, you know. I have to tell you, for many years, I didn't know why. Because as an attorney, even I was very successful very quickly because I'm good at that, but I wasn't happy. I was feeling still limited and everything, frustrated. And it was such a negative environment. I'm a very positive person, very, you know, go-getter, high performer. I want to get done, right? So I achieved also a lot, but it was not, I didn't feel I'm making an impact, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
Yeah.
So I always knew I wanted to make international impact. I want to speak globally. I want to impact a lot of people. I want to give them the chance to believe that they can do anything, that they have the freedom to choose what they do, what they achieve in life, what they have, who they can be. There is no limits, right? That's how I was brought up, thank God. And so after, I think, 6 years, so together like 11 years being an attorney, I quit. I completely quit, right? Everyone said again, crazy. But I really think God was leading me into that. It's not that he made me miserable in this previous career on purpose, but he was showing me, hey, you are capable of more.
Yeah.
I'm pushing you outside of your comfort zone.
Yes.
Even bringing me here, it was completely outside of my comfort zone. I love to travel. I'm an adventurous, but come on. Moving to a completely different country and start everything from scratch. And to achieve again the success I already had, it was not easy. I have to tell you, many times I was ready to go back. I was ready to give up, but again, he made me stubborn. So I think, but it was like up and down, But since I became who I am right now, right? Like I said, I built 3 businesses back home in Europe that were very successful. And I didn't, in Europe or in Poland, being an entrepreneur it's a hobby. It's not something solid that people will treat you seriously. You have to be a doctor or you have to be an attorney. Otherwise, thank you very much, right? So, and no one even seen that I was able to make in my my businesses double than I was making in so-called job, right? Solid forever. And I think that what he was driving me here to be able to, so I can realize what I can do, my potential, how I can influence people, how I can help them build their businesses, brand, market, because somehow it was in me, And it's not that I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, not at all. On the contrary, right? My mom is a professor of medicine. My dad is an engineer, double engineer with patents. So some completely different mindsets. And it was all new to me very quickly. And obviously, so many people told me, you're crazy. You are exchanging good, solid career, well-paying job for something that you're not sure of, So people, even they care for you sometimes, or maybe they don't, who knows? They try to inflict their fears, their doubts on you, right? And I had to learn that the hard way too, that those are their fears, that they're not my fears, right? So I said, well, you don't believe me? Well, try me. Let's get going, right? Let's see what's going to happen. And it was not easy. I have to tell you, even it was my passion and I achieved so much. It was not easy. I had to, again, rebuild from scratch. But one thing, if you've done it in the past, okay, no matter what's happening to you now, God will always guide you and get you farther. Just have the confidence and the faith,
Absolutely. And I mean, so many women can understand that, that call, that call of God. And I think that, so many people miss it because they're in something that's good, right? It's not terrible.
Comfortable.
They're comfortable. It's good, but God's calling you to something great.
Better.
So it takes courage to step out and to begin again and again and again.
Yeah.
But every time you do that, I mean, God just grows you in such incredible ways and uses you in such remarkable ways to inspire other people to go out and do the same thing. So I just want to say thank you for being so brave.
I think that's not me, that's all him, frankly. I give the credit where it's due. But literally, the message that I always have for everyone out there, for all my clients, I am exactly the same person like everyone else. Okay. If I could do it, you can do it too. It's just, learning on my own mistakes, through my own struggles and everything, and being able to go through it and be successful. My mom always told me that there is no roadblock or a challenge that could not be overcome, right? The difficulties can be just harder or even more hard.
Yeah.
But there is nothing impossible. Okay, so that's the truth. And I'm not saying that I wake up every day and I'm so motivated, everything is fantastic. No, I have days like everyone, like up and down, right? Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, yeah, thank you. Let's call off that day. That was not a good day, even before start. But yeah, and you keep going, right?
Well,
and even
go ahead.
Even just, financially, because I know everyone fear is, I have to replace my finances. Okay, let's say I was fortunate, I had already my 6 figures, right, as an attorney. Now people have, the executives I'm working with, or my clients with 20-30 years experience, they already are comfortable with the pay, right, that they have, multiple 7 figures or up and up. They worked hard for this. Now what to do, right? How do I replace that with my passion, but in the same time I will be able to also earn as much or even more, right?
Yeah.
And I can tell you this, it's possible. And when you do it efficiently, I think, as we know, you can do it in a way that you don't have to sacrifice your private life, your family time, everything what's precious to you, holiday, maybe your health, well-being. But that's what will give you when you follow your passion, and God will guide you. Really, God will guide you.
He will guide
People
you.
were discouraging me, inflicting the same doubts in me. They're like, how many coaches, consultants there, out there? I'm like, yeah, so what, right?
There's only one Asha.
There's only one Asha, and there will be different people connecting with me,
yes,
and loving working with me, and that will be different people connecting with you and with everyone else.
Absolutely.
The world has millions of people.
Well, and I think that's a lie that the enemy puts on people. Like, well, there's other people doing it, so you shouldn't do it. But your voice is so important. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, man, I would love to do what Asha's doing and be a coach and help to people to reach these other levels or to live their passion. You're thinking, she's already doing it. There's no place for me. Yes, there is, because you have your own unique experiences. You have your own unique perspective. You have your own journey that you've gone through. And Asha, like Asha said, there are certain people that are going to connect with her and you, and every voice has so much value and so much importance, and every voice is needed.
Yes, because you know what? The story you have, the experience you overcome, or the struggles, I didn't, Michelle either, right? So we won't be able to connect and help these people. You will be able to inspire them, change their life, maybe business, maybe beliefs, who knows? But this is the thing, every person has the power of greatness in them already. We just have to dig in, and allow ourselves sometimes to really show up, and to really show it and inspire others. You just never know who is listening sometimes.
That's right.
Sometimes, when before I even had my team, I was putting messages out there, right? Inspirational stories, messages on my social media, connecting with people around the world and so on. And sometimes I'm like, okay, people like it, they don't comment, or, you just don't know. And then one of these days, here and there, someone will send me a message, Asha, who never even liked it, right? No on my comments, stalkers. But he sent a message, Asha, thank you so much. I really needed to hear that. And just to let you know, I'm following you for already a few years. I'm like, well, right? But
wow,
you just never know. Yeah, you never know who you will empower, who you will just completely change your life, And money-wise too, I just want to mention that to show you that anything is possible. I was so stubborn to prove that I'm going to be successful, in 6 months, I was able to replace completely my 6 figures. Then in the next 3 months, next 6 figures, and the next 1 month, exactly the same. So I was really, and that was without a team, I was just by myself. So trust me, even that, but you have to have a high expectations and high trust that God will show you.
That's right.
How to do it and who to connect you with, the people that you attract, right?
That's so powerful. So Asha, if somebody's listening and they're like, I need to get connected with Asha, tell them, how can they find you? What's your website? How can they find you on social media?
My 2 favorite ones are LinkedIn and my goodness, Facebook. So Asha Mankowska, your favorite business coach. You can find me there. Please connect with me, reach out to me, and let's see. And what can I give them a gift from me?
You sure can. And whatever she's going to give you, I want you to take heart. If you're listening to this, all of her information will be in the show notes, including this that she's about to mention. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then all the information will be right below this video in the details. Okay, go ahead.
Fantastic. So I know that a lot of people, it's such a fashion to give like an ebook or something like that to people. And that's fantastic, right? That's wonderful because they receive something from you. But, I always say to my clients, people don't care what you offer. People don't care about your products or your books or whatnot. They want a relationship with you. They want a connection, and you want the connection with them. Because like I said, there is no competition. Not everyone is destined to work with you, and you are not destined to work with everyone either. But if someone wants to connect with me, what I want to offer here is, you just mentioned that you've seen me here on Michelle podcast, and you will receive 15 minutes one-on-one virtual consult with me. Okay. Wow. On the topic, whatever. It doesn't have to be business. I know that we are so in business, branding, sales, marketing, doesn't have to be that. So she will have all my information and how to schedule, and just please mention that. That's important. Okay. Because that will be
so kind of you. Wow. So if you're listening and you just feel connected to Asha, don't worry, because we'll have the information, and make sure when you reach out to mention that you heard her on the Girl Power Alliance podcast. What a generous thing. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Well, I just think you are one of those people that no matter where you go, no matter where God has you, you bloom. And you don't just bloom, you create like fields and fields of blooming flowers. You're a beautiful light in the world. You're so positive. Your accent is absolutely adorable. And
thank you.
I love that about you. But I just feel so blessed to have met you. And I'm excited
Likewise,
to see
Michelle.
how God's going to keep using you really in mighty ways.
I am really looking forward to see more, because since like last year, I knew something is going to change. It will be a transformation, right? God was preparing something. I had a feeling. I had no idea what, right? I'm already speaking around the world. This year, I was booked in Dubai, Paris, Italy, Amsterdam, all over, right? Obviously here as well. And what happened? COVID, right? Pandemic. But then everything I just got booked in March in Paris again. But everything even if there's delay, it's not a cancellation.
Yep. Oh, okay. That's a good word. That is a good word. If just because it's a delay does not mean it's a cancellation. I hope you will take that to heart if you're listening to this. That's powerful.
Because literally, sometimes we are being impatient, and I know I'm guilty of it. I'm the most impatient person in the whole world. You can just ask anyone. The thing is that, and sometimes I'm so disappointed. Why this happened, God? Why did you allow this to happen, right? But you know what? You have to realize, let it go, because it's in His perfect timing. that he will connect you with the right people, the right opportunities. Maybe this one, like I remember I was praying over me going to Dubai and to Poland in March, right? I'm like, okay, let's pray in a great group about this and give me guidance and this. And the day before I was going to get a ticket, they closed the borders.
Well, there you go.
Before. And, so trust me, it's going to happen. And again, we are all in transition. If you are in transition, you are in a good place.
That's right.
You need to be in transition, even business, career, love life, anything, whatever, and I think for everyone, because we are so special, each and every single person, for everyone, there is a different mission. There is a different impact. Over the years, I just was so blessed with meeting so many amazing clients that I admire, I learn from. It's just the impact that they're making globally is absolutely amazing. Or in their own local community. It doesn't have to be global, okay? Don't think that, oh, I don't want to be global. Fine, even if you're making impact in your own family, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's so important. I mean, it's such an important thing. That's where it starts. You know what I mean? Well, I just want to, first of all, say thank you. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Thank you for all of your so many different, many nuggets I know that the listeners or viewers took away from you today. Thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for the gift for all of the listeners.
My pleasure. And I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone, connecting with you on a personal level as well. I mean, we are so close. That's amazing. But they closed again everything since Monday.
So we'll have to hook up.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle.